Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your Daily Sickness video. Welcome to part 2 of the Cinema Sickness Merry Movie Marathon of 2015, where again, I'm watching nothing but Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and like winter, and Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, any kind of holiday related videos, plus like maybe winter related videos as well. Nothing but that from Thanksgiving all the way to New Year's. I've already done one video showing off what I've watched thus far, and today we're going to take a look at some more stuff I watched over the last week. I've been watching a lot of stuff and like just rambling through stuff. I love watching Christmas movies. I've gotten a bunch of new stuff over the year that I've been holding off to watch, and there's just a bunch of classics I like watching as well. So let's dive right in. I don't want this video to be too long. Just going to give you my brief thoughts on everything I checked out. So first up here is definitely something I'm considering a new classic. I will be watching this every year from now on, I guarantee it. And it's something I'm probably actually going to rewatch this year. I would not be surprised if I mentioned I watched this again. And that is a fantastic documentary called Jingle Bell Rocks. As it says, rocking around the Christmas tree at 33 1/3 RPM. This is a documentary about people who collect, mostly one guy, but you talk to other guys, who collect Christmas records. Apparently all these people collect records, but they have like this fascination with collecting Christmas records. It's like what they're really into, and they do collect like CDs and stuff too, but they're like really into records. And I think that's really, really cool. And as a collector myself, I totally was on board with these guys. Watching them go into the main guy in this movie, the movie starts out with him going into a record store and him like finding the Christmas stuff. He looks through the CDs, picks out a few, goes through the records, picks out a few. The place is closing in like 10 minutes, and they even go over the speaker like, "We're closing in 10 minutes. Please bring your purchases up to the register." And he's looking really quick to try to find stuff, and he goes through the records, and he's putting them all on the ground, and he goes, "Okay, I think I'm good. I think I got what I want." He goes to pick out of his stuff on the ground. As he picks it up, he looks over. Underneath is a whole nother like row of Christmas albums. He's like, "I didn't even see these," and he has to like go through them. So absolutely awesome. It just, again, I really resonated with these people and just felt like I was like one of them. I mean, obviously I'm not collecting Christmas records and Christmas albums, but just the collector of me was like totally with these guys. And I thought it was really, really cool. Also to see them fascinated with Christmas music, but not what you would think. They're not necessarily fascinated with, the big hits, like, Bing Crosby and Judy Garland and Frank Sinatra, all the music you hear over and over and over and over again through Christmas. That's not what they're really into. What they're really into is the weird stuff, the songs that you've never heard, the songs you pick up this album, you're like, what in the hell is this? Something weird, bizarre, out there, just absolutely crazy. The weirder, the better. And they have tons of it. They're talking about how, everybody back in the day was putting out a Christmas album because they wanted to make the next big hit. And there's just so much weird, bizarre music out there, Christmas music out there, and mostly all in record format. So really, really cool, awesome. And it was great to hear all these really bizarre songs. They play a bunch of them throughout the documentary, and just really weird stuff. Like, how was that a Christmas song? That is strange. So very awesome. A fantastic documentary. I would highly recommend this. Granted, I probably had a bit of a soft spot in it because I am a collector, and when I watch documentaries about other collectors, even if they're not collecting, movies, I'm just like, that's awesome. I just love people who collect stuff. I don't care if you collect stamps or you collect cinema. I don't care what it is. If you're collecting, I think it's pretty cool. I love people who collect stuff, and maybe I had a soft spot for it. So if you're really into collecting, definitely something to check out. This was a fantastic documentary. I will be watching this every year. All right. Then I checked out Ice Spiders, yeah. Eight-Legged Freaks meets Hot Dog the movie. Kind of, I guess. Eight-Legged Freaks in the sense that spiders, Hot Dog the movie in the sense that it takes place all around like a ski resort. It's these mutated spiders. There's an old army base. Now they're doing experiments in there on spiders, and they become these big giant mutated spiders, and they escape, and they start attacking the people of the ski resort. And of course they have to stop it. Yada yada yada. Very low budget, very B movie. It's okay. I wouldn't say this movie was great, but it wasn't necessarily bad either. It was just mediocre. It definitely falls like in the, I want to say there's like, as weird as it sounds, when it comes to B movies, there's like A B movies and there's B movies. Like, and what I mean by that is there's some B movies I'm like, that was amazing. That was great. One of the, fantastic. Everybody should see this movie. And then there's like B movies, which is like kind of the lower end of the B movies. I'd say this falls more on the lower end. It's a fun movie. Would I recommend it? If you like spider movies, check it out. It was fun for that. There are some good moments in this. It's just that it wasn't great. The story was just kind of the acting was just kind of it was just all in all kind of just So is it worth checking out? If you really want to see it, why not? If you like spider movies, why not? But it was just kind of mediocre. It's not what I would say you have to see. All right, stretching it a little bit here, but I watched You've Got Mail, which is kind of a holiday-related movie. It does take place during the, I think it starts out actually during the Halloween season, and then takes place during like Thanksgiving and kind of Christmas, and like I think it like skips New Year's and then like ends like in January or February or something like that. I don't know. It is based on Shop Around the Corner, which I think it's awesome this Blu-ray release comes with, which is obviously a holiday-related movie. So I love this movie. It's probably my favorite of like the romantic comedies out there, or maybe I should say romantic drama. It's kind of a comedy-ish, sort of. It's more of a romantic drama, I would say. It's a rom-drom than it is a rom-com. So good movie, though. I love this movie. I Sleepless in Seattle is great, sure, but for me, it's all about You Got Mail. I think it's great, even though the movie is just kind of an ad for AOL, which is hilarious. Watching this now is hilarious because every now and then I run into people who still use AOL. Do you guys use AOL? Who out there still uses AOL? I mean, I know it's not all dial-up like that anymore, but I still every now, like my boss uses AOL. I always hear from his office, "You've got mail." I'm like, wow, I can't believe people still have AOL. I don't know. But I remember using AOL and AIM and, the You Got Mail and that horrible dial-up sound when you would log in. I remember using that back in the day. And it's really a nostalgia kick to hear all that. But the story is just great. I love it. This big business, big bookstore coming in and destroying a little bookstore. And it's a weird movie because it's kind of sad because, spoiler here, so sorry. In the end, it doesn't really work out necessarily. The small bookstore, it's been there for like a long-ass time, goes under because the big bookstore run by Tom Hanks runs him out of business. That's sad. But of course, Meg Ryan running the independent bookstore, independent children's bookstore, they do end up like getting together at the end. That's kind of the whole story is like, they're kind of falling in love and they don't know it because they don't know they're each other and yada, yada, yada. But they're enemies at the same time. And yeah, everything works out between those two at the end. But it's sad to see this independent bookstore it goes under, and like it's not like at the end of the movie, oh no, they brought it back and the independent store is still there. No, it still went under, and that's, to me, that's like the big story. It's like, okay, yeah, Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks get together, okay, cool, good for them. But what about the independent bookstore? That's sad. That's depressing. That store needs to come back. Screw the big bookstore. We need the independent store. So I don't know. Still a good movie. I love it. I'd recommend checking it out if you guys haven't seen this. Again, by far my favorite rom-drom. So I really do enjoy this movie. I think it's great. Let's see. Then something I actually watched with, you know what? I'm going to put that with these. I'm going to do this in a little bit different order because I want to show you that together. So, all right. This movie was fantastic, and that is In Bruges. I had heard this movie was pretty good. I had not seen it. I had wanted to get this movie for a while now because I knew it was like a non-Christmas movie. So it was one of those movies I wanted to check out for the longest time. I just would never come across it. I would always be on the hunt for it. One of those movies I'd always be looking for it every time I was out and about, and I would just never find it. So I finally came across it. I think it was it this year? It must have been, because I didn't watch this last Christmas. So it must have been this year I came across it. Picked it up, knew I was going to watch it, and oh my God, was it good. All about these basically like kind of hired guns basically, and they have to go hide out, and they go to Bruges, which is in, where was Bruges again? I don't even remember. All those of you, Belgium, that's it. I was gonna say, for all those of you who live in Europe, you're probably yelling at me right now. So they basically go to Belgium, but I'm not gonna ruin it for you and spoil why they go there. But interesting at the end when you find out why they're actually there, what has to happen now that they're there. It was kind of sort of a setup for them to go there. Not necessarily a setup in the way you might be thinking, but a setup for them to go there, and just crazy story. Colin Farrell is amazing in this. His character, I mean, I love how he's kind of like this, almost sort of like a whiny little brat. He hates being in Bruges. Absolutely hates it. It's not his thing. He's more like kind of like the party guy and He likes going to the pub and stuff. He's he's an Irish guy. He likes going to the pub and living in, he wants to go back to Dublin. He does not want to be in Belgium. So he hates it there. He's not in the culture. He's not in historical stuff. Just doesn't care. He thinks the town is sleepy, boring, and wants to leave. But then, of course, he meets a girl, and things get a little bit better for him. But crazy at the end when you find out why they're there, what's going to happen. Crazy when you find out also why they're there because of what Colin Farrell did, which is just, it's absolutely nuts. And you feel really bad for him because he feels so bad for something he did, which again, I'm not going to spoil it because it's definitely one of those like, oh crap, like I can't believe that happened moments in the movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. If you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. He does something pretty bad, which is a complete accident. He did not mean to do, but it's pretty crazy. And of course, the ending of it's awesome as well. I love kind of like this whole mix up at the end that leads to something pretty cool. So again, I know I'm being vague, but I don't want to spoil this one for you. It was amazing. And when I mentioned I was watching this, a lot of you guys left comments on like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram saying that you like how much you love this movie, and I would agree. This is definitely a classic non-Christmas movie. The whole movie takes place during the Christmas season, but it really has nothing to do with Christmas other than the fact that that's when it takes place. But it's great. See this one if you were into non-Christmas movies, you're into kind of like crime movies. This is a fantastic movie, and for a film where a lot of it's just these two dudes kind of like hanging out in a town, it's done really well. Check this movie out; it's fantastic. Then I watched Run All Night, which is another non-Christmas movie. A whole movie that takes place during the Christmas season, but really has nothing to do with Christmas other than the fact that that's when it takes place. Great movie. Again, Liam Neeson's fantastic in this. Kind of, sort of, similar-ish. But he's basically a hired gun who's kind of retired at this point. But his son gets involved in this. He basically witnesses a murder, gets involved in that. Now Liam Neeson has to come and basically save his son from being killed. But you find out that the guy he was a hired gun through, it's his son who is now killing Liam Neeson's son, and Liam Neeson kills the kid, and it's a crazy story. But basically now Liam Neeson's like kind of like friend slash like friend. Was he? I'm trying to think. Was he his brother? Why am I'm no, he was just best friends. They weren't related. I don't know why I thought they were related. Longtime best friend of Malbot. So no, okay. So he's not, I don't know why. For some reason I was thinking, were they related? But I guess they were just best friends. Anyway. So basically his best friend is now after, Liam Neeson's best friend is now after because Liam Neeson killed his best friend's brother, or son, who he killed to protect Liam Neeson's son. Again, I know this is getting a crazy story. I'm getting things all mixed up and crazy, but it really well done. Liam Neeson, just watching him just kick ass. That's what this movie is. It's a kick-ass Liam Neeson movie where he's just going after everybody, trying to save his son, having to go after his best friend and take him out. And of course, his best friend has all these, he's a mob boss, so he's all these people going after Liam Neeson, and just watching this retired hired gun who still has what it takes, just doing what he does best, and it's awesome. I love it. Decent story. Nice watching Liam Neeson and his son kind of reconnect because they haven't been, they've been apart for a long time. They come back together through this, and very cool, very awesome. I love this movie. I thought it was very well done, really enjoyable, and again, another fun non-Christmas movie. And I know I was very confusing in explaining this movie to you, but that's okay. I'm glad I confused you. See it. It was that good. All right, then let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 titles here I watched with Cinema Sickness Jr. This was a lot of fun. We just recently watched a lot of Christmas stuff together, and I've been having so much fun with that. I love that he's at the age now where he can sit here next to me and we can watch stuff together. Now, he's not going to necessarily watch an hour and a half long movie, but he'll sit through like half hour, 45 minutes. He can sit through that, so we watch some good stuff. So first thing here is something I've wanted to check out for a while now, but really, it's one of those things where I wanted to see it, sure, but when was I going to get around to it? I don't know, but with the son, it works out. And I watched My Friend Tigger and Pooh Super Sleuth Christmas Movie. So I had never seen My Friends Tigger and Pooh. It was a show. I had never seen it. It was a CGI animated Winnie the Pooh series. I never watched it. I've never seen a single episode. This is the first thing I've ever seen. And it's a Christmas special. And it's decent for what it is. Winnie the Pooh and all his friends from the 100 Acre Woods, and this girl whose name I completely forget. Christopher Robin is not around. Is it Darby? Darby, I guess her name is. Darby. They end up finding one of Santa's like reindeer kind of in training, and he's looking for Santa's bag because Santa lost his sack. But of course, it was Rue and who else? God, I'm forgetting everything. Was it Rue and Tigger or somebody? I forget. Anyway, they end up finding Santa's sack, and now basically it's just they have to get Santa's sack back to Santa. So it's a pretty simple story, but it's cute, it's fun, and My Friend Tigger and Pooh I thought wasn't actually all that bad. I'd be interested in watching the show now. So pretty cool to watch with Nicholas Jr. He loved it. I thought it was pretty decent as well. Again, I kind of have a soft spot for Disney, so had this been any other random characters, I might have just been like, But because it's Disney, I'm like, cool. So I don't know. It is what it is. If you're a Disney fan, it's worth seeing. If you're not, maybe you don't need to see it. This is great. This I was really excited about, and that is we watched together How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which I have in this Dr. Seuss Holidays on the Loose release. Obviously, the classic animated How the Grinch Stole Christmas is brilliant. It's fantastic. It does such a good job of taking the classic book and turning it into just an absolutely a great rendition of the story. It's amazing how they do such a good job telling the story, but also adding to it as well. Fantastic. It's just perfect. One of the greatest holiday specials ever for a reason. I'm sure we've all seen it. Do I need to talk about How the Grinch Stole Christmas? I honestly doubt I do. But if you haven't seen it, climb out from under that rock or off the cave in the mountain you're living in and come down to Whoville and watch this amazing, fantastic Christmas special. It is brilliant. The music is fantastic. The story is fantastic. Boris Karloff narrates it, and he's the voice of the Grinch. I mean, that alone is fantastic. The animation, the Chuck Jones animation is just amazing. See How the Grinch Stole Christmas if you haven't already. Again, I'm sure we have, but it's just a great, fantastic story. It's like 30 minutes long. It's really short, and it's definitely worth checking out. See it. It's perfect. It's amazing, and I'm so glad Nicholas Jr. got to watch it, and he enjoyed it as well. So something else I was really excited to watch with him is something I used to watch when I was a kid as well, and that's Mickey's Christmas Carol. He also enjoyed this one quite a bit. I forgot how short this is. This is only like, what is this, an hour? No, not even an hour long. It was like a half hour long. I think it's an hour long with the special features on the back. But it was only like a half hour long. Very quick. It's another rendition of A Christmas Carol. I have about like 15,000 different renditions of A Christmas Carol in my collection. I should probably, I think I did a video a long time ago showing off all different versions of A Christmas Carol I have. I've gotten more over the years. I should really do another video showing that off. Maybe I will at some point. But it's a story we've heard a million times before. You know, Scrooge, Jacob Marley, Tiny Tim, yada, yada, yada. We've heard this story 1,000 times, but it's one of the best tellings of it. It's the Disney characters, and I love how there's tons of like cameos too. If you're a Disney fan, always be looking in the background, and you'll pick out all these random characters. I mean, like the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf are in the background at one point. I love that there's like Badger and Mole are in this from The Wind of the Willows. A lot of great cameos in this. It's just fantastic. One of the best just tellings of A Christmas Carol, in my opinion. And it's also really short, too. It's like I said, it's only a half hour long, so it's not you're getting some big, long story. It's quick. It's over with pretty fast. And, that's fun, especially for a little kid. So definitely something I had a blast watching with Nicholas Jr. It's one of the best tellings of it. I know a lot of people are really into like the Muppets and stuff like that. Muppets Christmas Carol I think is really good, but in my opinion, this is the one we go. This is the one to go with when it comes to like a kid's Christmas Carol. So brilliant. Something I've only seen like once before, but love it. And that's Prep and Landing. So some more Disney here, which watch with Nicholas Jr. I do have the Blu-ray, which comes with the sequel as well. But this is only 22 minutes long, and I didn't really want to watch like an hour long, like two specials with him, because that may be a little long. So I decided to watch just the one quickly with him, which, again, he also enjoyed. Great. It's just about Prep and Landing, two elves, and the kind of like little crazy adventure they go into. And forgetting who is who. Yeah. Christmas Eve, high tech. Okay, so no, Prep and Landing is actually that's right. Prep and Landing is the elf team. They're the ones who get everything ready for Santa. It says Prep and Landing. They prepare Santa to come land on like a house and stuff like that. There's elves that like set that all up and get things ready, make sure nobody's awake in the house and everything's good, and Santa can come in and deliver the presents. and I'm completely forgetting everybody's name now. Wayne. Yes, Wayne. So Wayne is kind of our main elf in this one, and he kind of doesn't, he's losing the Christmas spirit because he was up for a promotion, didn't get it. In fact, the guy who he trained got the promotion, which he's not too happy about. So he's kind of in like a slump and not too happy. But his new recruit, was it Lenny or Lanny? Lanny, yeah, right. I'm hoping I guess getting this right. Lanny. Anyway, sorry, I forget names. He basically kind of brings the Christmas spirit back into him, and Santa is gonna have to skip over a house basically because yeah, Wayne completely forgets the Christmas spirit and doesn't really do what he's supposed to be doing, and kind of forgets his job and doesn't set things up, and because he screwed up at this house, Santa's going to now skip over this house, but then he gets the Christmas spirit back and realizes, no, Santa can't skip this house. Santa has to deliver. This little boy's going to be upset if he does not get his present. Santa has to come and does what he has to do to get Santa there and kind of gets the spirit back up, and it's great. And yeah, check it out. Sorry I forgot everybody's names, but it's great. And the sequel is pretty good as well, so I'd recommend picking them both up. You can get the Blu-ray with both specials in it. All right, and the last one here I watched with Smurfs Jr. was the Smurfs Holiday Celebration, which just comes with 2 Smurfs holiday specials. If you like the Smurfs and you like Christmas, check them out. I don't know how much more to say about it. It was just the Smurfs and Christmas specials. They're good. These are ones I'm not really going to get into. It's just the Smurfs, their Christmas, their holiday episodes. If you like the Smurfs, it only comes with 2 episodes too, which is nice. Tis the season to be Smurfy and the Smurfs Christmas Carol. So there you go. More Christmas Carol, of course. But we're checking out. So I'm not really going to get into that one. Sorry. And the last thing here I checked out this by myself because I had just watched the classic animated How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I was like, man, I'm really in the mood to watch the live action. And this is another great Christmas movie, in my opinion. Definitely another modern day classic. I know this one gets mixed opinions. I know a lot of people who love this movie and a lot of people who hate it. I love it. I think it's a really good telling of the story. It's great to see them do a live action version of this and how well it's done. Jim Carrey plays the Grinch perfectly. I mean, it's got some cheesy moments. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I think it's pretty awesome. Really, when it comes down to it, I mean, yeah, the story's good as it is. I mean, it's the story of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's good. It's awesome. But when it comes down to it, it's Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey makes this movie. I can prove that. Jim Carrey makes this movie. He plays a fantastic Grinch. He's extremely funny. He is the Grinch. It's amazing how well he just transforms into that character. And really when it comes down to it, the movie is all about how fantastic he is as the Grinch. And how I can prove that he does such a great job of this is because after this, what came out? Cat in the Hat. With Mike Myers as the Cat in the Hat. And that movie did horrible, and it was not all that good. And apparently they're never going to do a live action. I think the wife of Dr. Seuss said she will never sign off on letting them do a live action Dr. Seuss movie again because of how bad the Cat in the Hat was, or that's what I've heard anyway. So goes to show you, it's all about casting. You might have a good story, you know, the Cat in the Hat's a good story, but if you cast it poorly, and I like Mike Myers, I got nothing necessarily against Mike Myers, but I don't know, didn't really do a good job with that character, I think. I could honestly see Jim Carrey doing that character and probably doing it well. You need to have somebody who's like really kind of goofy and over the top like Jim Carrey. Mike Myers is just not quite to that level, in my opinion. So this movie was fantastic, not because it's a good story, but because Jim Carrey was brilliant in it. Cat in the Hat, good story, just not a good actor, just not a good actor for that part. Bad casting. So again, fantastic. I love this one. Again, in my opinion, another modern day Christmas classic. I love it. I can't wait to watch this someday with Smurfs Jr. I remember I'm a little leery on when I'm going to watch this with them because I remember I had a cousin, and my cousin was scared of the Grinch for many years when she was little. And I was watching a movie thinking that. I was watching a movie thinking about watching it at some point with Smurfs Jr., but then also in the back of my mind thinking about my cousin being scared of the Grinch. And as I'm watching, I kind of go, I could see why a kid might be, a little kid might be scared of this movie. There are some moments in it where the Grinch is like right up in your face and stuff like that and doing some things where I'm like, he's kind of creepy looking. I could see a kid being scared of it. So we'll see. I'll probably watch this with him maybe in a couple years. We'll see what he thinks when he's old enough to, sit through an hour and a half long movie. we'll see what he thinks, but it's fantastic. If you watch the classic animated special, then definitely watch the live action. It's also brilliant. So, all right, there you go. That is it. That's everything I've recently checked out, and part 2 of the Cinema Sickness Merry Movie Marathon of 2015. So, all right, that's it. So like I always say, guys, thanks for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Also, if you're not already subscribed, please do. I do a brand new daily sickness video every single day, so you want to see a new video from me every day, hit that subscribe button and you'll get one. And also, if you're not already over at cinemasickness.com watching this video, if you're watching this on YouTube, then look down below in the description. You'll see a link to cinemasickness.com. Click on it, head over there, check it out. There's a lot more to see than just these videos. And of course, you can follow me on like Instagram and stuff like that, where you can see everything at cinemasickness.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can follow me on any of those sites and see what I'm watching, especially during my Merry Movie Marathon. And also, like I said, on Instagram, if you guys are watching Christmas-related titles and you're joining in on the Merry Movie Marathon, be sure to take a picture of what you're watching and hashtag Cinema Sickness Merry Movie Marathon 2015. Hashtag that so you can join the fun and everybody can see what you're checking out. So, all right, guys. That is it. So have a great one. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic Monday. I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. See you then. Bye.